Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had a great day. If you're new here or returning and you haven't yet already, be sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. As always, if you ever have any opinions or comments, leave them down below and give the video a big like if you enjoy the content. So today I'm going to be talking about BXBeastboy. He is a fellow creator here on YouTube, and he primarily, I would say, falls into the genre of commentary. I'm going to talk about how I became aware of BX, my, experience as a viewer of his, and then I'm going to kind of talk about a video that has recently been posted and provide my opinions on that. So if you're interested in the tea or the drama or anything like that, it is going to be towards the end of the video. So to get started, I found BXBeastboy when he discussed the Micah Stauffer case. I also had discovered multiple other creators at that time as well, and I had recently started my own channel. I was covering very similar topics to what he was and several other creators. So when I started discussing topics, I would often try to link one or two other creators, if not more, down below to provide a different opinion, because when I discuss any story or drama or tea, whatever you want to call it, I really do try to come at it from an unbiased approach and allow a discussion to happen. So I want you guys to be able to resource to somebody else to get a different opinion or to see how somebody else covered the topic. That is how I started watching BX. I enjoyed his content. I enjoyed his personality. There's things about his channel that I'm not super fond of, but overall it doesn't deter me from watching his videos or supporting his content. So I have continued to support his content. BX has been, and I don't know if he likes to go by BX or BXBeastboy or if he wants me to say it all, so I'll try to say it all moving forward. BXBeastboy, in my opinion, has kind of built a different way of interacting with his subscribers. In the past, I've always seen creators film a video, upload a video, and if you want to have any kind of actual engagement with that creator, they kind of direct you to a different social media platform like Twitter or Instagram. And there's nothing wrong with that, but BXBeastboy is the first creator that I have seen really push building and solidifying his following on YouTube. He pushes live streams on both of his channels. He primarily does them on one, but he does a lot of live streaming to have active engagement in the moment. And I am not going to lie, I appreciated seeing that. I appreciated as a viewer to feel acknowledged by the creator or to hear my opinion. I think that's what a lot of subscribers want, especially when you are talking about commentary, when you're talking about other people and trying to decipher their behavior. So I have taken that as advice to some degree, and I have tried to make sure I incorporate live streams in with my content. If not, I think I've started to do live streaming more often than loading, just traditional videos, because I get that raw engagement with my subscriber base. And I will admittedly say that if I didn't see BXBeastboy do that to the degree he does, I don't know if I ever would have taken the plunge to do it. So, I have kind of taken some bits from how he operates his channel, and I respect him for that, and I appreciate the content that he covers and how his content is calling out people who are either doing things that are inappropriate or just saying, hey, I'm not okay with that. How do you guys feel? He's trying to bring awareness to certain situations, and him and the Dad Challenge podcast, I think, came up with a term of bully slayer for him. And I think it's fitting. Now, I am not the kind of subscriber to subscribe to a creator on a different platform like Discord. I don't understand Discord. I don't even hardly understand how Reddit works. So if a creator is on Discord and they're saying, let's do a watch party or something like that, unless you walk me through how to do it, I'm not going to do it. So I have not ever been on BXBeastboy's Discord server, or does he have a Patreon? I have not been on his Patreon either. I've only been a solid supporter really on YouTube and on Twitter. So that's kind of how I have been trekking along. I really appreciated how he was not afraid to confront a larger subscriber that kind of did him dirty publicly. And as a viewer, I saw this happen. I saw the mistreatment that had occurred and the false narratives being pushed, that, you know, the fact that he was such a smaller YouTuber and not willing to just curl up and, you know, accept defeat and let somebody kind of talk poorly about him on social media because he didn't want it to affect his ability to grow. Instead, the way I interpreted it was he didn't care, that he just wanted everybody to know the truth and allow his subscribers to make their own mind up at the end of the day on how the situation transpired. And I really respected that. So from there, BXBeastboy has continued to kind of do the same content. We're getting to a video that has recently been uploaded that a lot of us creators who have kind of come around at the same time, although I haven't really had any contact with BX, some other creators have, that came out during the time, like grew popular. When I say came out, I mean like grew popularity quickly, at the same time that BX did. And there is a channel that has far less subscribers, and I will link their channel down below, not for anybody to go send hate. Please do not do that. I do not condone that. I don't approve of that kind of behavior. But if you have watched BX, or if you want to make up your mind for yourself, I will link the video down in my description box from this individual who put together a video kind of taking apart BX and saying their opinion and making some claims that the information he provided was not necessarily provided truthfully. And that's what I want to discuss in this part of the video. So there is a YouTuber, his name is Vic Blanco Prods, P-R-O-D-S. Again, he will be linked down below. And he talked about, I think there's 4 or 5 chapters in his video where he is kind of breaking apart BXBeastboy's channel. Now, before I get into this, I want to say BXBeastboy is an adult. He can for sure defend himself, and I'm not sure if he thinks this is even worth his time or not, but BXBeastboy has been a bully slayer for other families, for other YouTubers, and I'm going to stand up and give my opinion and be willing to put my name on the line in this argument. If he's not going to do it for himself, I think somebody should, and I'm not sure if other creators intend on calling this creator out or not. And I'm not particularly calling just this creator out. I want to call out this behavior in general, because nothing good of it comes at the end of the day. Like, nothing good from this kind of behavior comes out of what he's doing. So he made a video. In the video, he points out content and situations that BX has been in with a minor child. And the way that this individual who owns the YouTube channel portrays it, and the title of this chapter is trying to convince you that BXBeastboy is interacting inappropriately with younger kids. I can tell you for a fact that's not the case. I don't know if, especially based off of what he showed. So I don't know if the person who owns this channel knows this child or has any relation to this child, or if this person went looking for stuff. I'm not sure where it is, where it lies. But he clipped together parts of some conversations that BXBeastboy had with a teenager. And he blurs out the child's name because it is a minor and the child's YouTube name. Okay, like, you're doing some kind of due diligence to try and protect the minor, but at the end of the day, I was still able to locate who the child was, the child's YouTube. Not that I was trying to make any contact with this child, because that's not what happened. I wanted to view the videos that this individual was referencing. I wanted to view them for myself to see what actually happened. And that's what I did. I went and I viewed each video that he referenced, and he clipped apart parts of the interview to make it seem as if something was happening that wasn't. He also wanted to suggest by saying the way BX was talking was inappropriate. If you watch any of BXBeastboy's channel, you will know that that is his voice. That's how he talks. He was not changing his voice to try and seduce anybody. This individual was strictly trying to convince you of the narrative he was trying to push at the beginning of this video. I am not going to link the child's video down below, videos, just because he is a minor. And although he may have parental consent to be on YouTube, I do not feel comfortable in this particular situation linking his channel, because some people on the internet have ill intent, and I don't want to potentially risk this child having any further interaction with some people that may be pushing that narrative. So that first part was like not it was really just him trying to convince you of something and putting together clips of an interaction he had with somebody and making it seem as though it was something it wasn't, and providing commentary to try and make you second guess that what he was indicating was actually what had happened. And he continues to go on through his video. He talks about how BX has been trying to be, you know, somewhat of an influencer for a while now, and he hasn't been successful until now. He also points out that BX appears to have scrubbed his YouTube channel, and you can't get to, or you can't find some older content of his. It does seem that he has gone through and deleted a lot of content. The only person who's going to be able to, you know, acknowledge that and tell us why is BXBeastboy. I don't know if he has at this point, and I don't know if he will. I'm judging him based off of what I have seen and what I have observed thus far. I haven't seen anything that is readily available to the public that is concerning for BXBeastboy to have any kind of following. This individual goes on to say that BXBeastboy kind of isolates single women who may have teenage boys, kind of trying to further insinuate his first claim, and trying to allude that he's preying on women that are single. I've never gotten that vibe off of BXBeastboy, and I'm not trying to invalidate anybody who maybe has gotten that vibe off of him or has had any encounter like that. But even the previous mod that he talked to, the only real example she could provide of him isolating women was that he would sing to the women and like dedicate some of his songs to the women. Is that weird? Kind of, but he is a singer-songwriter at the end of the day. You're a mod. Maybe he was just trying to show appreciation by having you guys in this chat and dedicating stuff to you that maybe he related to you. Was it maybe weird or inappropriate if it was a sexual song? I mean, it could have been, but did you say anything? Like, that's where I'm going to say, like, you're trying to hold somebody to a standard that if you didn't have the guts to say that you didn't feel comfortable, or it made you feel uncomfortable, or you felt it was inappropriate, if you haven't had those conversations with somebody, how are they to know? This is the internet. Everything's out on the internet. You and the other ex-mod, which was a gentleman, both were saying that, you know, he portrays himself to certain mods, and you were talking from your feelings, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I don't want to invalidate their feelings. But my question to them would be, were they aware of what kind of video this individual was making? Were they aware of what he was trying to elude at the end of the day? Because if they were aware and they condoned to saying just those parts, like, that really has nothing to do with what this individual was trying to push. And I would almost want to know, like, why they were okay with co-signing it at the end of the day, because that's kind of what it is. Like, you providing feedback, if you knew it was going to be in a video that had some more serious allegations and connotations to it, why were you okay just saying, oh, he made you feel uncomfortable because he would sing to the girls? I mean, there were other things that you guys also, the ex-mods pointed out about BX and his behavior and being very demanding, and how they thought he had behaved weird and would flip, and, you know, were just making their own conclusions of situations. That's just human nature. We all do that with people we interact with. So trying to turn it into something negative in this video, I didn't really understand. It was very obvious to me that this individual only wanted to really put out a video for the first bit that he did. That's where he put the most of his effort into. And he knew he would get too much hate if he just did it with that. So he's included all of this other stuff. He also talked about how he intentionally trolled BXBeastboy, and not that, although I don't agree with trolling, inherently I don't think there's anything wrong with trolling if you're not doing it to be malicious, or you're not doing it with malice intent. This individual was obviously being malicious and malice. He was intentionally going at BXBeastboy, trying to ruffle his feathers, trying to tick him off, trying to see what kind of reaction he would get, and, you know, feeding into some of BXBeastboy's insecurities. And he acknowledges that during this video, whether he realizes it or not, and that's disgusting. Aside from what you're trying to push because you're taking information out of context and displaying it in a way to make your narrative seem correct or seem as if it was truthful, is gross. Everything about this video, if you have ever watched BX, and even if you haven't, if you watch that video and then you watch just one of his other videos or his lives or anything like that, you will see that these things were just clipped together. I do have some speculation as to why this individual is making this video now. There were a few things that were concerning. Everybody knows there's a long-lasting silent feud going on between BXBeastboy and Without a Crystal Ball. Am I insinuating that Without a Crystal Ball had any kind of hand in this? Not necessarily. Either she informed this guy, or this guy was aware and is using that also to put in doubt to people's minds, because he intentionally clipped BXBeastboy's page to a point where it didn't have any of those videos listed that I saw. And he also included her at the end of the video, her screen grab of other creators who have talked poorly about BX, which was also a segment in this video. I don't feel like any of their points were really substantial enough to create a video about. And if these other creators really had an issue with BX, why have they not gone on their own platforms and just said it and been done with it? And that's kind of the bigger picture here. Like, why is it okay nowadays for creators or anybody, primarily creators, why is it that creators think it's okay to take information and mix it in a way to fit their narrative? If you are getting information or exclusives or anything like that, if you're providing it as it is, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's just reporting on stuff. But when you are taking it and you're spinning it to fit a narrative that you want, or you're pushing a narrative that you want, that is providing false information, and it eventually is going to end up ruining your credibility. If anybody else is able to locate the original videos that you clipped together to try and allude to BX being inappropriate with children, and they listen to those videos like I have, they will 100% know that you pulled that out of context. I don't understand why a creator would do that. And that was your only argument for saying that you think he has any questionable character to being inappropriate with children. Although you continued to mention it and you continued to allude to the fact that he's doing this, the only thing that you had to support that was a call that you manipulated. And you legitimately manipulated it. If you were wanting to be unfair, like unbiased, not unfair, if you were wanting to be unbiased and you genuinely had a concern, why are you clipping things apart? You wanted to say that it was a 20-minute video, then why did you not provide the 20-minute video? I understand you maybe could have fallen under copyright issues, but you know, there are just too many questions when creators go about things like this. When they clip things apart, and as the public, we have access to it, or we can find access to it and see what is actually happening, it ruins your credibility. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Am I saying BXbeastboy is perfect and that, you know, his character has no flaws? Absolutely not. Like I said at the beginning of this video, although I enjoy his content and I respect him as a creator, and I have even taken inspiration from BXbeastboy, there are parts of his YouTube channel and his character that I don't agree with. I don't agree with pushing weed constantly. Do I personally have a problem with it? No, I don't. But I know that there are vulnerable people, adults, kids, teenagers, etc., who may see that, and it may be why they start. And not saying that weed inherently is bad or that it's a gateway or anything like that, but it's illegal in some states. It may not be where he's at, but it is in others, and that could be the one thing to cause somebody to catch a criminal record. Not that I'm trying to say that these are reasons why BX is bad, but these are reasons why I think anybody who talks about marijuana use or excessive drinking or even prescription medications, why I kind of struggle with them talking about it on their channels when it's obviously being done in a recreational way. You know, if BX does have a medical condition and needs it for that, that's fine. You know, then it's my bad for saying anything. But it appears the way that he talks about it in his videos and how he alludes to it, it is a recreational thing. Although it may assist with some other things, he appears to be smoking it recreationally. And I don't think that's the best message to send out. But that is my opinion. And I still watch his content and enjoy his content. But I'm saying, I'm not trying to just say that he is the best out there and he's the bee's knees. I'm really trying to be unbiased and be fair and say, yeah, there are things about BXbeastboy that people don't like. I know people don't like the fact that he smokes all the time, you know, and that he has kind of talked about the same topics over and over. I am guilty of that too, but what others need to realize is if the creator is being asked by their following to discuss certain people or certain topics, if you really care about your audience, you're going to cater to them. And it might stunt your growth to some degree. It might prevent new followers from joining because they see you talking about the same stuff. but it's what your loyal fans want. So I totally understand why he does that at times. And, you know, it's something that as creators, we need to learn individually how to go work around it. Alright guys, this has been a longer video of mine. I am sorry I have rambled so much. I hope all the points that I was trying to get across made it through. If you have any questions or if you have any opinions about any of this, please leave them down below. If you aren't subscribed to BXbeastboy and you like his content or you don't know who he is, check out his content and go ahead and give him a subscribe. He is a good guy, and it's kind of crappy that things like this happen, and I just don't understand where it comes from. But as always, I will link down the original video that I am referring to. I will also link BXbeastboys channel. So if you guys want to check either one of them out, you sure can. Please do not provide any hate to anybody. This is just, I'm only leaving it down there for resource purposes if you really are interested in what all this individual had to say in relation to my commentary. Alright guys, with that being said, I hope you have a good day, evening, or night wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!